Okay, so tonight we are going to delve into the spiritual energies of the month of Sivan. And we're going to be learning about the constellation of Gemini. Oh my gosh, Mazal Tov. Tonight, because she has to be here. She's probably at work. Okay, so we're learning about the month of Kibbutz. We'll send her the class afterwards. Okay, I'm sure she would want to be here. I think she's even working, right? Yeah, so it doesn't matter. So we're learning about the month of Sivan, and the month of Sivan is month number 3. Month number 3. Okay, 7 is not so bad. Number 7 is not so bad because besides being month number 3, it's also connected to a letter. Okay, and this is for all you Tzfat people that are learning Sefer Yetzirah all day. So, in Sefer Yetzirah, it says, I have a student actually that went to Tzfat and became like a big Kabbalist, and I don't know, he always like takes videos of himself with his talis and tefillin on, and like whatever, he's really all out there. So anyway, so in Sefer Yetzirah it says that the month of Sivan is connected to the letter Zayin. Zayin is 7. And it says in the Sefer Yetzirah that there's also a how should we say, a sense. Okay, we usually call it a sense, even though in this month it's actually not so appropriate to say sense. There's a trait called hiluch. Hiluch is walking. Okay, walking. Hiluch. Okay. Don't walk in front of me. I may not follow. So this is what we're trying to talk about. Now, interestingly, we don't usually talk about this because I don't usually get the depths of these things. But there's also, in Sefer Yetzirah, it also happens to say that there's a body part that's connected to every month. The body part which is connected to the month of Sivan is regel small, left foot. Okay. And in this context, I want to mention that this is not my Torah. This is the Torah of Rav Ginsburg. That in the army, so there's a thing called left, right, left, right, left. So they actually start with left, okay? And we know that in Judaism there's a thing to start on the right foot, right? In fact, somebody pointed out that in the key to the bathroom, that flip-flop over there is actually a right flip-flop because you have to start on the right foot. And so there's something about the left. In the army, they seem to think that there's something about starting with the left foot, and we're trying to get to the bottom of that. Okay, regel small. Okay. So, besides that, so the Arizal teaches that there's also a tribe which is connected to every month, and this is corresponding to the Digalim. Okay, we learned 2 weeks ago in Parshas Bamidbar. Talks about how the Jewish people camped in the desert. They had these different flags, different encampments, and based on that order, so it comes out that the month of Sivan is corresponding to the tribe of Zevulun. Okay, so this is what we're trying to talk about. This is what we're trying to understand, and of course, we're trying to get to the bottom of Gemini. Okay, this is what we're talking about. So we'll have to send Sefer Yetzirah a copy recording after the class. Okay, so obviously everything in Sivan. What is the most important historical occurrence that happened to the month of Sivan? We got the Torah. Okay, so everything that we're talking about is somehow hinted to in the fact that we got the Torah. Okay, so let's start with the number. Start with the number 3. Number 3 in Kabbalah is, we have a local Tzfati here. What is the third sphere? Tiferet. Okay, I'm impressed. Okay, she's strong. To be in Tzfat for a year already. How long are you there? Like 4 months. 4 months. Okay, and not know the spheres that means that you're very strong. Okay, staying grounded, staying sane. So the third month is the month of Tiferet. Tiferet is about balance. Okay, Tiferet is about balance. Okay, so in other words, that that the first two spheres, Chesed and Gevurah, Chesed is about saying yes, Gevurah is about saying no. Chesed is about connecting, and Gevurah is about detachment, about separating. Okay, and then Tiferet. Then comes Tiferet, and Tiferet is when do I say yes or when do I say no? I need to have some balance. I need to have some direction. I need to know that I can't just be a person who always says yes. I can't be a person who always says no. So I need to have this energy inside of me that understands when to say yes and when to say no. And that's Tiferet. And that's Torah. Torah is the golden rule of life. That when I'm walking the tightrope of life, so I need to know that life is not simple. Sometimes there's no people have this thing that they like to be intense. People like to be extreme. Okay, there's something exciting about being extreme. Okay, there's something exciting about being the guy that whenever you think of him, you think of whatever. Okay, and there's people that they love being that. There's one thing that they're super extreme about, and that whether it's they're super duper vegan, or they're super duper into davening. They daven for 10 hours a day, and so many people are super duper into learning Torah, only Torah, nothing else matters. And some people are super duper into tzedakah, and that's the only thing that matters. And some people are super duper into Shmir Sinayim, that's the only thing that's in their life. And some people are super duper into tznius, and that's everything. They're the tznius police, and some people are super duper into lashon hara, and that's the breathe lashon hara and the live lashon hara, and there's something exciting about being extreme. Okay, why do people like to be extreme? Because when you're extreme, so you really feel it. Right? I want to be somebody. I want to be something. So when I'm extreme, then I feel like I'm actually something. I can do this. Like you're saying, I can be complete. I can be the world's master of one thing. Okay. It's easier. To be the world's master of life is hard. It's hard. So, but I can't be the world's master in life. But at least I can be the world's master of wearing tzitzis. Right? So I can be the world's king of tzitzis. I can be the world's king of whatever, one thing. And that's why people like to be extreme. But the truth is, the Torah is about balance. And that's why Tiferes is about Torah. Yeah.
It's also if you about being extreme, you don't have to constantly think about what you're doing all the time. It takes one day and you just go all the way. But with balance, it was every single day, almost every single minute, you have to kind of be checking yourself, and that takes so much mental energy.
Yeah.
It's aligned with Das.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to have the Das to understand.
100%. That mamash das. The Tiferes is mamash aligned with das, because balance is through the das. It's through the das that we're able to balance. Okay. So that is why. So because Torah is about balance. Torah is about that. It's not that you shouldn't eat. It's not that you shouldn't eat. You should eat. Just you should eat kosher. Okay. It's not that you shouldn't talk. It's just that you should talk good talk. Okay. It's not that you shouldn't have a good time, but you should have a good time in a kosher way. And that's balance. Okay. It's much easier to be a person that says, I'm a party animal. I know how to party better than anybody, or the guy that I don't party. I'm the guy that doesn't go to parties. It's so easy, right? It's so easy, but to know which party do I go to and which party do I not go to, that takes das, right? That takes das. Okay, so that's the third sphere, and that's why Chodesh HaShishi, that's why Sivan is connected to Torah, is connected to Tiferes. Okay. Now, the letter Zion. So the word Zion in Hebrew. So in the Zohar it says that Zion, da cherev Hashem melei Adam. Okay, Zion in modern Hebrew it's not a nice word to say, but in Lashon HaKodesh it's a weapon. Yes.
What was it?
It doesn't matter. It's not for the camera. Okay, so the Zion that Zion is a weapon. It's a weapon, so it's a reference to a sword. And the Zohar says that Cherev Hashem Alei Adam. It's the sword of God which is full of blood. Okay. When is the sword of God bloody?
First minute?
It's a good.
When is the sword of God?
When is the sword of God bloody, full of blood?
When he's killing your enemy?
Killing all the bad guys, right? Okay. Who are the bad guys?
Amalek.
What?
Amalek.
Amalek, all of our bad midas, whenever all of our like our depression and our lust and our just ego, you have to wage war. You have to wage war with our midas. I just read about I just read about Rabbi Edelstein, that it was after yesterday, that I was at the Levaya, and somebody was reporting when right after Rav Aaron Leib passed away, so he became the God Lador. We're talking about like 4 years ago, so he became like the one that everyone is like looking to his opinion, like what do you have to say? And so at the first meeting of the Moses Gedolei Torah, of all the biggest rabbis alive, so he opened the meeting. Like, it was the first time that he was opening the meeting, and so he said, okay, guys, we have to make sure that we know how to fight properly against our enemies. Who are our enemies? Who are our enemies? So he started saying, Sinat Chinam is our enemy. Lashon Hara is our enemy. Okay, the being and everyone was thinking like, yes, the Knesset is our enemy, this politician is our enemy, and the Begatz is our enemy. And our enemies are the bad midot. That was his message to the world. That was it could be that sometimes we need to have political stages, but like life is not about politics. Our enemies are the bad. The Yetzirah is all the Sitra Achra, the parts of the energies they're trying to get us away from Hashem. That's what we need to fight. And actually, it's a more spiritual approach. Like you should know that I read about this group of people, this group of Muslims called Sufim.
Yes.
Sufim. Okay, so I read about this because I met this guy years ago. I met this guy like 8-9 years ago. He actually reconnected. He once came like 2 years ago. He came to one of my Lag Ba'omer things, but I met him like 8 or 9 years ago. That he says he's a Jewish Sufi. He thinks the Rav Nachman was actually a Sufi. Whatever, crazy guy. But what's Sufim? So Sufim are Muslims that they're spiritual. It's like the mystical approach to Islam. So according to the Sufism, so jihad does not mean to kill Jews. It means to kill your Yetzer Hara. Okay? So if you if you ever meet a Muslim, you should try to convince him to be Sufi, and then he won't kill you.
Convince the Jew to be a Kabbalist.
Right? Okay.
Don't you want to overcome your desires way more than you want to kill me?
Yes.
That's the desire.
Go to the radio and tell them if you want to kill your, if you want to do bittul about it, then get rid of cell phones.
So the letter Zion. So this is about killing our Sitra Achra, killing the bad stuff, killing the bad energies, killing the klippas. What?
Torah is the medicine.
Hold on, we'll get to that. But part of Torah is just say no, just to be very vicious, to be very. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to make you bleed to the Yetzer Hara. Okay. So I'm going to beat you up. I'm going to beat the bleed out of you. Okay. So that's the way we need to talk to our Yetzer Hara. We need to be very aggressive. To be aggressive with our Yetzer Hara. To be very. We have to be aggressive with our Yetzer Hara.
Yeah.
We have to beat the bloody bleep out of our Yetzer Hara. Okay. Okay. So,
Could I say, I read a recently story in the Gemara about this. Can I say it's related or no?
okay, if it's quick.
I can make it quick. So there was a Plony who would say, I am the arrow of Satan all the time. And eventually Satan got upset and came to him like, you know this one? On Erev Kippur. And he took him in because he was like, I'm hungry. And then he started going crazy. And then he like acted like he died. And then he went out. Plony went out in the outhouse and like cried. And the whole town thought he killed him. And then Satan revealed himself because he felt bad. And so he saw how he looked. And Plony was like, why'd you do this to me? And he said, Satan was like, why do you keep cursing me? And so Plony said, so what did I say? And Satan said that the merciful one should overcome the Satan. Or something like the merciful one should.
Anyway, there is a place. You have to be aggressive with the Yetzirah.
Yeah.
Sometimes we have to be aggressive with the Yetzirah. It's okay. Tell him. Just tell him. No, don't be kind to your Yetzirah. Yeah.
You're like, I appreciate you, but
No.
I'm gonna do something else.
Yeah. Like what she said. Right. Go to hell. Go to hell. That's where you belong. So yeah, we have to be really, really aggressive with the Yetzirah, and not to be nice, not to like. I read this like this joke about this guy, this holy tzaddik of Budapest that he tried to confuse his Yetzirah by giving in without a fight. So that no, you have to be really, really aggressive. You have to be like the Yetzirah. He wants you dead, and you have to beat the pulp out of him. Okay, so that's what Zion is about. That's what the Ot Zion. Zion is this weapon that we're getting very aggressive and we're getting very bloody with the Yetzirah. And this is Sor Mirah. Okay, this is the idea. The idea of Zion is that sometimes you have to be sweet. Sometimes you have to be just polite and nice, and everything is roses. And sometimes we have to just get the bleep out of here. Okay, and we have to just shut up. I hate you. You have to, get used to it. Okay, that's the way you talk to your Yetzirah. Okay. Yeah, with Sephardi Yetzirah, for sure. Yeah. Like, I don't know who's going to see this on the video, but it reminds me of this like the story that there's this guy that was waiting online, and like the guy in front of him was like this Arab guy, and like the bank attendant was trying to explain to him that I'm sorry, I can't do that. Like, he's trying to say I need to take out money from my wife's account, and like it's okay, like we're married, it's okay. And I'm sorry, you can't do that. And like he said, no, it's okay with my wife. I have to take out the money. You have to help me. And he said, no, I'm really sorry, I can't do that. And he's not accepting it. And like it's going on for 10 minutes already. And so the guy, at some point, so the guy behind him is doesn't have patience anymore. So he goes so he slaps him in the face, and he says, so what, you don't listen, you don't understand. She says she can't do it. She says she can't do it. She's trying. She wishes she could, but she can't do it. And she's, oh, okay, I understand. and so he said, what the heck? Like I was telling you for 10 minutes that I can't do it. What you were telling me? He explained to me. So with your Sephardi Yetzirah, you have to explain. To your Sephardi Yetzirah. So this is the Sor Mirah, the Zion. That we have to take our automatic Uzis, and we have to take our heavy ammunition. And there's a place for being aggressive. There's a place for not being sweet, not being passive, not being a pushover, and just being very, very, very strong. And that's what Zion is all about. Okay, so why is this connected to the months of Sivan? Okay, so first of all, this is when we're talking about 7. So what are we talking about? Which Kabbalistic Sphera are we talking?
Malchut.
What?
Oh.
No,
Malchut.
that's 6. No, that's three. Malchut. Malchut. Okay. We'll see. We'll see a year from now if you're still. You're going to be talking spheres in your sleep. Okay. Okay. The seventh sphere is Malchut. Malchut. It's easy to remember because 7 is Shabbos, and Shabbos is Shabbos queen. Okay. So that's Malchus. Okay. So Malchus. What's Malchus all about? Malchus is about kingship. Malchus is about actualization. Okay. Malchus is that the king needs to come down to the people. Okay, when he's just in his throne, when he's in his where does the king live?
House.
No, he doesn't live at a house. Where does the king live?
His house.
Palace. In his palace, in his castle. Yes. So when he's in his castle, he's not really a king. He's really a king when he's affecting the low people, when he's affecting the civilians. Okay, that's Malchus. Okay, so Malchus is when I'm able to control the people down below. Okay, that's Malchus. So what does this have to do with? What does this have to do with the month of Sivan? Okay, so this is one of the things that if you recall, when we learned in Likutei Sichos, so every single week, so the Lubavitcher Rebbe said the same idea. Okay, and that is that Hashem's deepest desire is to be in the lower worlds. Okay, Ikar Dira B'Tachtona. That Hashem's Ikar's desire, his deepest wish is to be present in the lower levels of reality, and that's really what was Nitchadesh. That's really what was created with Matan Torah. That when Hashem gave us the Torah, really what He was doing was that until Matan Torah, so the world of spirituality was really high above, and what happened in Matan Torah is that from now on, spirituality can be found down in this earth. Okay, that before Matan Torah, so if you wanted to be spiritual, you had to go to tzvahs, you had to meditate, you had to do a silence retreat, and after Matan Torah, so then you can have spirituality when you're eating your hamburgers. Okay, that's what Jerusalem is all about. Okay, so you come to Jerusalem for hamburgers.
Wait, can I buy it?
Yeah.
Can I ask a question? Okay, so what about like in a place like Jerusalem, for example, or New York City, where there's like so much hustle and bustle and like fire and excitement? Does that not also breed potential for like the other side as well? And like that could be like people.
Oh, for sure. Like when you're involved in the physical world, so then there's a huge that's mamish the point. That's mamish the point. The what? The Tiferet is how to maneuver, how to not get lost in the world of here and now, in the physical reality. Okay, that it's very easy to just like go on a rooftop, go on a hilltop, and be spiritual. Now there was a story with the Dubda Maggid, that once the Dubda Maggid was friends with the Vilna Gaon. So the Vilna Gaon once was begging the Dubda Maggid that please, Rabbi Yaakov, his name was Yaakov, please give me Musar. Nobody gives me Musar, because like I'm like the holiest guy in the world. Nobody has the guts to give me Musar. Please, but like you know that I'm just a guy. Just please give me Musar. So he says, "No, Rabbi, you're so holy. How can I give you Musar?" No, please, come on, like I'm begging you. So he says, "Okay, Rabbi, I'll tell you Musar. My Musar for you is that it's nishkin kunz. It's not so impressive. It's not a kunz is like a special special trick that you can do. Like it's nishkin kunz to be the Vilna Gaon when you're learning 18 hours a day, and your entire life is spirituality. But to go into the streets, to be involved in the physical reality, that's mamish. Like that's mamish not so hard. That's not so easy. That's like your entire life is like the easy way out, and like to bring deep spirituality into the physical reality, that who knows if you will be able to do that. So the story goes that the Vilna Gaon, so he was crying for a couple of minutes, and he says, Rabbi Yaakov, you're right, aber ich bin nicht kein Kunstmacher. I'm not a Kunstmacher. I don't look to do kunstim. I don't like to do tricks. You're right. That would be a big trick to be able to be as holy as me when you're in the here and now. That would be very impressive. But and that was actually his way of life, to be detached from the physical reality, and in a certain sense, that was one of the differences between his way look on life and the Hasidic look on life. Okay, and the Hasidic look on life, so it's specifically to go into the physical reality and to bring kedusha into the physical reality. Okay, that's why the Baal Shem Tov said that we mentioned this before Shavuos. That one of the reasons he came into the world is to teach the Jewish people to stop fasting. Hashem doesn't like it anymore. He wants you to eat. He wants you to enjoy life. He wants you to bring kedusha into the physical reality. Okay, so this is what not supposed to fast. Not even Kippur. Like it used to be that holy people would just always fast. Monday, Thursday, Monday to Thursday, Shabbos to Shabbos, 3 days in a row. Yeah, come on. Okay. So the Baal Shem Tov wanted us to know that it's not a thing anymore. That we shouldn't be fasting anymore. Hashem wants to enjoy life. Hashem wants us to bring the kedusha into our hamburgers, or our sour sticks, or our chocolate babka.
It's good.
Okay? It's very good. Why aren't you eating it? Maybe could you maybe cut some more pieces. Okay? It's holy babka. Okay. Okay. So this is one of the things. This is one of the midrashim. It says the Har Sinai is called Sinai because yarda sin'a le'umat ha'olam, that hate the Jewish people. Okay. Hate of the Jewish people. Anti-Semitism. Anti-Semitism started with Ma'amad Har Sinai. Okay, that's why Sinai sounds like Sin'ah, which is hatred. Okay, so this is the creation of stand with us. Is Ma'amad Har Sinai. Now, why was Ma'amad Har Sinai? Why was this the beginning of anti-Semitism? Because Ma'amad Har Sinai was about how to bring kedusha into the physical world. That's what the non-Jews can't stand. Okay? They're fine with having with a Dalai Lama. They're fine with having a guru. They're having with a monk. Go away to your ashrams. Go away to your hilltops and be holy there. And then comes the Jewish people, and we say no. I want you to go to the bar and be holy in the bar. And I said, come on, Rabbi, I'm in the bar. I want to. And they said, no, this is going to be a holy bar. Remember Vatetz's idea for?
Oh, the girl thing, yeah.
The girl thing, not Barnat. Not Barnat.
I never heard of
Oh, she didn't tell you? Okay. She once had an idea to have an all-girls bar. And she was going to call it Not Barnat. And you're only allowed to come in if you know what Not Barnat means. And anyway, so.
Because before the Torah, we can.
I thought you were going to tell me what Not Barnat means. Yeah.
From the cats and from the ants, but then the Torah made it so we can bring it into.
The Torah is the first time that we say that you want to eat, you can eat in a holy way. You want to do business, you can do business in a holy way. You want to be physical, you can be physical in a holy way. Okay, this is the bring Hashem into every physical aspect of your life. Okay, and that's holiness. Okay, and that drives the non-Jews crazy. Okay, they're like we just want to rest, we just want to enjoy ourselves, and we like to have this dichotomy between our physical existence and our spiritual existence, and don't tell me that everything in life has a holy way to do it, and that's why they hate us. Yeah, that's how much.
All of them crazy?
What?
It drives all of them crazy?
Yeah.
Every non-Jew.
I mean, maybe some of them are weird, but.
The religious scholars describe Judaism as a fleshy religion.
Interesting.
The Christian, anti-Jewish religious scholars of academia.
I call Judaism a party-based religion.
That's what my dad was saying the other day. Saying in a good way.
In a good way or a bad way? Not a good way?
I don't know, such a fun religion. Going to events.
Okay, so this is so now the tribe that's connected to the month of which connected to the month of Sivan is the tribe of Zevulun. Okay, so now what do we know about the tribe of Zevulun? So the pasuk says that Moshe Rabbeinu says, "Smach Zevulun b'tzetecha v'yisachar ba'olecha," that rejoice Zevulun in your going out, and Yisachar with your tents. Okay, so Chazal say, what does Moshe Rabbeinu mean? That with Zevulun with your going out, and Yisachar with your tents. So he says that actually, who is Zevulun? What was Zevulun's thing? Zevulun had a relationship, had an agreement with the tribe of Yisachar. Yisachar was into learning, and Zevulun supported Yisachar. Okay, so Zevulun was always going far out. They were always going. They had on ships. They went to their voyages to have lots of to have their business, and through their business endeavors, so they were able to support Yisachar. Okay, that was their thing. So what's interesting is you would have thought this mamish like the opposite. You would have thought that Yisachar should be the tribe which is connected to Matan Torah, and the Torah is telling us that it's really Zevulun is more connected to the Torah, because Yisachar could have existed before Matan Torah. Yisachar could have been when we were just in the desert, like before we got the Torah, when we're like Avram Avinu, that he could have been like just in this mysticism of Yisachar. But what's special about Zevulun is that you have a person that all they care about is Torah, but what are they doing all day? They're doing business all day. They're going far out. They're going into different societies. They're going to different countries, and they're dealing with lots of different people, and they're bringing Torah into every aspect of their life. Okay, that's what Torah is all about. The Torah is about. The Torah needs to be part of. It needs the Torah's chaim. It's a part, and that's why it says b'tzetecha, the b'tzetecha, when you go out. That, and this is reminiscent of what we learned last week, that the soul of Mashiach told the Baal Shem Tov that when you're going to come, that the Baal Shem Tov asked the Mashiach when you're going to, that Emasaka Simar, and he said, L'kishiyafutzu ma'inasecha chutza, when your well springs go to the outside. Okay, so what's it mean? What's it mean chutza? What's it mean outside? It means not within the Beis Medrash. That when you're able, when the kedusha is just overflowing the Beis Medrash and goes into every element of life. Okay, and that's what Chassidus is all about. Chassidus is all about how that kedusha is not just when you're in the Beis Medrash. That kedusha is in every single element of life, every conversation, every interaction, every morsel that I'm eating, everything that I'm always doing tikkunim. I'm always bringing the physical world into a higher place. Okay. So this is why we need the Zion. That's why we need to bring this bir hara. Okay, that there's sormerav asetov. Sormerav means the fight against evil. Asetov means the fight of being very strong in spirituality. Okay, and so the Zion is about what's called the biur hara, to fight against evil. Okay, and this requires this sword. This requires this diligence. It requires this aggression. That I'm no more Mr. Nice Guy. Okay, this is when I'm fighting my Yetzirah, that I recognize the fact that in my quest for holiness, so there's going to be these forces that are trying to pull me down, and they're trying to make me just be in the regular bar, not bar, and they're trying to they're trying to go into the world of business and become a person who just wants to be a billionaire, and a person that just forgets about what life is all about, the person that thinks that I just need to be very rich. and like I'm going to go into the world of enjoying life, and I'm going to think that life is about pleasure, and just forget about the fact I need to elevate the pleasure. And there needs to be these constant battles that I wouldn't have to fight if I would have just stayed in the base medrash the whole day. Okay, so that's why, like, if I'm just detaching myself from life, then it's easy. Then it's nishkin kunst to be holy when the only thing around me is Torah. So then that's not so impressive. And what's really impressive, what Matan Torah is all about, is to be able to bring Torah, to bring kedusha, to bring holiness into every single element of life. Okay, so now the constellation of the month of Sivan is the constellation of Gemini. Okay, Gemini is Ta'omim. Okay, Ta'omim means Gemini is twins. Okay, so what's the twins? So in the Zohar it says that Oraisa ihiraza de Ta'omim, that the Torah itself is the secret of Ta'omim, is the secret of the twins, because Torah is a twin. Okay, who's the twin? Torah shebektav and Torah shebal peh, almost. Okay, so the written Torah and the oral Torah. Okay, so what's the difference between the written Torah and the oral Torah? Okay, this is very important teaching. Okay, so we sometimes have contradictions between the written Torah and the oral Torah. That, for example, it says in the written Torah things which aren't actually true. Okay, for example, it says in the Torah, an eye for an eye. Okay, if you knock out somebody's eye, so your punishment is, so your eye gets knocked out. Okay, that is actually not true. It's actually not the halacha. Okay, so what does it actually mean? It actually means that you have to pay a fine. Okay, so the question is that if it doesn't mean that, so why does the Torah say something that's not true? Okay, so the Vilna Gaon writes something very deep, and that is that really the Torah wants you to know that really deep down you deserve to lose your eye. Okay, that there is this judgment, there is this truth out there that claims, that proclaims that you deserve to lose your eye. You're like, that's not okay. It's not okay. You, like, this person is never going to see again. Like, you deserve to feel what he feels. You deserve to go through what he's going through. And like, there's this judgment, this midas hadin, that is like, they're saying that, but yet Hashem realizes that the world can't survive with midas hadin. The world can't be like that. The world can't work with it. If we're gonna have to suffer everything we deserve, then we're gone, and we're hopeless. So that's where comes the Torah Sheba'al Peh. The Torah Sheba'al Peh is the feminine side of the Torah, and this is the Torah that recognizes that life is not perfect. That recognizes that there needs to be some kind of softness, some kind of being more easygoing, more forgiving, more like accepting, more that, like, okay, you're right, like he deserves to lose his eye, but like that's just not practical. Okay, like tomorrow, like the entire Jewish people is going to be blind. Okay, so we need to like just round some corners to make it more accessible, to make it more plausible, to make it more practical, and that's the Torah Sheba'al Peh. Okay, Torah Sheba'al Peh is the Torah for this world. Okay, so basically the Torah Shebeksav is the Torah of heavens. Okay, and the Torah Sheba'al Peh is the Torah for this world. Okay, and that's why the Torah Sheba'al Peh is living within the souls and the minds of the sages. Okay, that's why the sages are the ones that are really bringing out, and they're really personifying what the Torah Sheba'al Peh. That's why it needs to go through human beings, because human beings actually understand at the shetach, like in real life, like how the Torah needs to be applied. And yet, there's what's Ta'omim, what the Gemini is all about, is what Matan Torah is all about, is to connect the Torah Shebeksav to Torah Sheba'al Peh. And this is the Vilna Gaon said that this is one of the things that Chazal set out to do, is to be able to connect Torah Shebeksav to Torah Sheba'al Peh, to be able to see the entire oral Torah in the written Torah, to be able to connect, to see that how really in the epitome of truth, in this unwavering truth, that you can actually see in this unwavering truth that there's a hint to the practical applications of that. Really, the Torah really wanted it. Really, the Torah wanted it to be something which is sweet. Really, the Torah wanted something which is very accessible, which is really real, which is really practical. And that's what the Talmim is all about. And so really, the Talmim is all about connecting heaven and earth, connecting these like way out there truths and making them really, really accessible. That's like to connect the Torah Shebeksav and Torah Sheba'al Peh. And this is halacha. This is like the hiluch, the walking of Gemini, the walking of Chodesh Sivan, is mamish that this is what halacha is. Halacha is that how can I take these unwavering truths, these eternal truths, and make them applicable in this particular situation. Okay, that's what halacha is all about. Halacha is all about that it's how can I make it real? How can I live my life? How can I walking the walk of Torah? Walking the walk of Torah is about understanding how can I bring these ideals, these values, these concepts into every situation, and to understand that every situation is different. Okay, and that's why, like, you can have I once had this beautiful idea that like you can have this halachic fundamentalism. That when if a person is sometimes by a desire to not to stay loyal to the tradition, is actually changing the tradition. Like if I'm going to be very fundamentalist about the fact that this is the way that things need to be, and we cannot change, so then I'm actually changing the tradition because really the tradition was the Torah always wanted that if you're really going to offend your mother-in-law, then you shouldn't tell her that I can't eat it because it's not mahadran, or the Torah that Maimon Har Sinai of 3,000 years ago was always that there's situations that it needs to be a little bit different. Okay, so if I'm going to be fundamentalist about that, I need to be a Torah Shebeksav kind of mentality, then I'm actually changing the Masorah. I'm actually changing what the Torah always wanted. Okay, and that's what the hiluch, that's what halacha is. What's beautiful about halacha is that it's making Torah practical. You know, like in yeshivas, so like they learn a lot of Gemara. Okay, and at some point, it's like most kids like have this feeling that I've been learning so much Gemara, but I want something which is practical. I want something that like nothing I learned today is actually going to affect my life. It's not actually going to affect, like, now I don't know anything that now this is the way that I should keep Shabbos, now this is the way that I should keep kosher, this is the way that I should act in real life. It's very lofty ideas, but there's very little practical application. And that's where they start to want to learn halacha. I want a Torah which is going to affect my life. I want a Torah which and therefore this is what we do. And this is how we apply these lofty concepts, and this is how it really comes down into actual everyday life. And that's the beauty of halacha. The essence, the idea of halacha, that the Sivan of halacha is that I want these lofty ideas to come down into the physical, practical world. Okay? So this is the energy of Ta'omim. This is the Ta'omim, this Torah Sheba'al Peh and Torah Shebeksav. So this is the energies of Gemini, and that's why Geminis. So they tend to be very extroverted. They're very with it. They're very in the here and now. They're very in the physical world, and they're also very flexible. They have this duality to them. The downside to them is their indecisiveness, because they're living this tension between the ideals and the practical applications. So they're constantly oscillating, and that's where you need halacha. That's why the tikkun of halacha, the tikkun of the Gemini, is the Zvulun. The Zvulun is teaching how to make it real, is how to bring these lofty concepts down to the practical, into practical earth, and that's the Tiferes, that's the balance, so really this is the essence. This is the essence of what Sivan is all about. It's about this balance. It's about knowing how to be very, very holy, and yet be very, very with it, and yet be very, very present, and to know that it's not easy, because when you're in the physical world, then there's going to be things which are going to try to stop you. And that's where you need to bring. That's where you need to bring the Zion. That's where you need to bring this sword, this ammunition, to be very strong and to be very, very aggressive. That I'm not going to let you bring me down. To realize that when you're in the physical world, you're sometimes you feel distant from the lofty concepts, and you feel that like sometimes I just need to be very, very strong. So bless us all that we should really be able to really connect to the physical holiness. It says that the Gemara says a very beautiful thing that hakol modim batzeres to be in nami lachem. That and Yantiv, so actually that we know that you're supposed to enjoy Yantiv, right? The truth is that there's a dispute in the Gemara. It says that there's a dispute in the Gemara if how to celebrate Yantiv. That it says in one place Chag Lashem should be a festival for Hashem. In a different place it says it's Chag Lachem. It should be for your holiday. So the Gemara says that some people say that the way to celebrate Chag is just to be spiritual all day, and some people say that the way to be spiritual, the way to celebrate Chag is only to have good food. And so there's a machlokes, but it says that everyone agrees that on Shavuos, even those that say that the way to celebrate Pesach is only to daven and only to learn 24/7, but on Shavuos, everyone agrees to be in a nami lachem, that you have to have a good amount of physical enjoyment. Okay, and it's surprising. Like I would think that Shavuos is like that, the holy holiday. That's the one. Like that's the one time that like you have to give it all to Hashem. And the Gemara says the opposite. It says the opposite. Why is it the opposite? Because Shavuos is all about bringing Hashem's presence into the physical reality. And that's why Hashem wants us to enjoy. Hashem wants us to have our hamburgers. Hashem wants us to have our sour sticks. Hashem wants us to bring Him into every physical interaction, into every physical action that we do. And that's really what Judaism is all about. That not to try to escape, not to try to hide out, not to go into the cave, and to be part of the physical world, but to do everything in a holy way, to be everything in a godly way. And that's what Torah is all about. That's what Sivan is all about. That's why we need balance. We need to be strong. And B'ezrat Hashem will be able to find Kedusha ever. And l'chaim.